Bcom Semester 1, English Medium, HRM Unit 2, Chapter 2. So, guys, we already have finished the chapter called Recruitment that is under Unit 2 and Chapter 1. So, guys, now we will start your second chapter of Unit 2, that is training. So, guys, let me tell you that training is as important as recruitment. So, guys, in the earlier chapter, we were discussing about recruitment and selection, that how the recruitment and selection has been done. But after the recruitment and selection, employee need to get a proper training to do the work more productively and more efficiently, as well as not only about the new hired or new candidate or the new employee, but also the employees who are working presently in our company need also to have the training to be more effective in the upcoming time and with the we can say innovation in the technology. So let's see the chapter one by one. Here are some of the points that we need to discuss during the chapter, that is introduction, meaning of training, importance of training, advantages of training, objectives of training, types of training. Here we are given induction training, job training, promotion training, refresher training, training of worker, training of supervisor, training of executives, and we'll see methods of training for workers, methods of training for supervisors, suggestion for effective training, the training procedure, executive development, need for executive development, and difference between training and development. So these are the points that will be covered by me in this chapter. Let's start with a basic introduction of the training. So guys, here in the training, it is accepted by all that employees can be prepared for any job in an organization by training. So you can prepare any employee for any work in the, or we can say for any job, by giving him training. So training plays a very important role to make an employee effective for any kind of job. So let's start with the second paragraph. Industrial training has also reached a stage of development where its necessary cannot be challenged. uh, Training is one of the effective instrument which help reduce wastage of resources, improve quality of the product, and lessen the possibility of accidents in the company. So guys, this is why these are the importance of the training, that why we need to give training to the employees, because by giving training, our employees will be more effective, they will have more productivity, they will work properly, they will work even better than the before, and there will be less chances of the accidental case. So we need to give training to each and every employees properly. Now we will see the meaning of training. Training is an act of increasing the knowledge and skill of a worker for doing a certain job. So guys, here you can focus on the basic introduction, or we can say basic meaning given of the training. That is, again I will read the sentence. Training is an act of increasing the knowledge. Training is an act of increasing the knowledge and skill of a worker for doing a certain job. It is an act of imparting knowledge as regards the methods of doing a job. In other words, training is an organized procedure by which people acquire knowledge or skill for a definite purpose. So, guys, in the basic meaning, we can understand that training means to have, or we can say, means to increase a knowledge for a particular task or a particular job. According to Michael J. Jusius, the term training is used here to indicate any process by which the aptitudes, skills, or abilities of employees to perform specific job are increased. So when we increase our aptitude, skills, abilities of employees for any kind of job or for any kind of work, it is known as training. Let's see the second definition. According to the Dale Yoder, training is the process by which manpower is filled for a particular job it is to perform. So guys, here what the definition is given by Dale Yoder. Now we will see the next definition. According to Filippo, training is the act of increasing the knowledge and skill of an employee for doing a particular job. So again, there will be the same meaning of the definition, that it is an act of increasing the knowledge and skill of employee for doing a particular job. Then, according to the Beach, training is the organized procedure by which people learn knowledge and skill for a defined purpose. So all these four definitions gives the same kind of message, that what the training is all about. Now we will see the importance of training, why we need to give the training to the employees. So here we are given the explanation about the importance of the training. Let's see it one by one, or here as we have given it in the paragraph form, let's read it. Training is the cornerstone of sound personal administration. Employees must be systematically and scientifically trained. Employees must be systematically and scientifically trained if they are if they are to do their jobs well. So guys, if you want your employees to do work well, you need to give them training. No matter how carefully men have been selected, systematic training is essential if they are to reach a satisfactory level of job performance. A trained employee feels that he is the master of his job, and such employees has a higher moral. So guys, if you give a proper training to employee, the confidence of employee will also be increased and he will work even more in a more better way. So new employees have to be trained to do the jobs they are to fill. Moreover, jobs change and employees change jobs. Therefore, they are to be retrained for their new assignments. Training is also necessary for those already employed. The rapid technological changes involving new plants and machinery and new processes render old style obsolete. Hence, the present employees require training. So, guys, in the fast growing life, for example, at present, all our employees are well in the work, but when the technology changes, when there is a new innovations and creativity in the market, the workers who is quite efficient today need to be trained for work in the upcoming time to perform their duty well with new technology and new innovations. So the employees who are existed in our company and are doing their work quite well need to have training to do the work well in the future due to the acquisition of new technology and creativity, new technologies and creation. We will see the next point, that is advantages of training. What are the advantages of training? The advantages of training programs are numerous. The major ones are as follows. The one, why, first of all, here when we are reading advantages of training, one question must be there in your mind, that why we need to give training to our employees, because these are the points who gives you the answer that why we need to give a proper training to our employees. Here are the advantages. A trained worker, a trained worker gives improved performance. It results into an increase both in the quantity and quality of the output. It also adds to the earning of the workers because of increase in the production. So this is the first advantage. Second, training leads to an increase in the skills and efficiency of the workers. It helps them to develop their potential capabilities. Third, trained worker handle machines and equipment much more carefully. The result is that machines and equipment are carefully utilized, maintenance costs are reduced, the working life of the machines and equipments is lengthened, and the net profit increases. So this is how, when they use machinery properly, there will be no maintenance cost or low maintenance cost of the machinery, and ultimately it gives you a low cost and profit will be increased. Then fourth, trained workers feel that they are properly cared for and the employer is sincere to them. They get job satisfaction and become loyal to the organization. Thus, labor management relations are better when workers are adequately trained. So, when company give a proper training to their employees, the employees will get more job satisfaction and are quite loyal and satisfied with the company. Now, fifth, a trained worker shows a high degree of self-discipline and a self-supervision. This reduces supervision cost, because when the employees are trained, they will work even more effectively without any supervision. They do not really need supervision because they know how to do their work properly. So there will be low cost of the supervision. Then trained workers can take necessary uh, precautions to avoid accidents. They can contribute sustainably to reduce the rate of accidents. So, trained worker, the workers who are properly trained, they know how to operate machine and they know how to do the each and every work. So, if they are properly trained, they will be saved from the accidents and other critical case. Then the 7 point, training helps in the locating talents and giving them scope for further development through quick promotion. It also enables spotting of mistakes made in the selection of workers. So guys, when we give a proper training to our employees, then we will come to know that which employee is quite better and which employee is quite effective and can do even better work in the future. Then we will be able to find the talent of the employees and we can give scope or the opportunity to him. Then it includes, sorry, it induces in the minds of the workers a feeling of security and job satisfaction. It raises the moral of the workers. So that we already have discussed this point. Due to job satisfaction and sense of achievement, employees do not think of leaving the organization. This reduces both absenteeism and the labor turnover. And in case a vacancy arises, it is possible to fill it up because trained employees already available in our company. So these are the advantages of the training. Now we will move further to the next point, that is objective of the trainings. So guys, let's see what are the different objective of the training. To improve efficiency and productivity of the employees. If we give a proper training to our employees will work even more efficiently and we will give improved efficiency and productivity of the employees. Second, to improve quality. So guys, as we know it very well that if our workers or if our employees are properly trained, then they will work even more accurately. So there will be low waste and the quality of products or the quality of product will also be improved. Then survive against obstacles. So with the development of new technology, companies old technology and employees knowledge become obsolete. By imparting training, they must be made conservate with uh, conversant with new atmosphere and new technologies. So when there is a new technology in the market, new innovation in the market, all the employees of our company should be trained properly to work in a new environment. Then guys, we will see the next objective, to meet future needs of personnel for higher post. So the firm which prepares its employee by imparting training and by putting estimates regarding the future changes in the manpower can successfully meet its requirement of trained executive required for the high post in the future. So guys, at present, if we give proper training to our employees will be quite trained and will be effective. So when there is a need of higher post, that we need not to see or we need not to look outside of the company, we will get the employee for the higher post from our company itself, because all our employees are quite trained and they work very well. Then next objective, personal development of employees. Training is necessary for the personal development of the employees. He can keep pace with new development horizon of his knowledge expands. He becomes more skilled, clever, and progressive. With the development of his skill, efficiency of business increases, which gives him financial benefit also. So, guys, it is when we give training to our employees, it will also help to develop employees personally, because if an employee is well trained, then he will work more effectively, he will work more efficiently, and by working more effectively and efficiently, company will give him extra incentive and extra remuneration. So this is also very helpful for employee himself to be developed. Sixth objective is to improve atmosphere of the organization. Atmosphere of the organization become charged with enthusiastic due to the training. Everybody wants to become progressive due to training. Due to improvement in productivity and quality, organization becomes easy, chances of promotion of employees increases, and financial benefits to them also increases. All these will provide enthusiasm among all employees and officers. Then we will see make transfer and promotion easier. So if all employees are kept ready by giving training, balance can be maintained by transferring them on any post in any department where there is shortage of manpower. Trained employees can work easily on higher posts. So guys, this is what the make transfer and promotion easier by giving training. So this can also be an objective of the training. And the last objective given in the book is maintaining health and safety. If the employee is properly trained, he will make less accident, which is advantageous to both the parties. Also, training regarding precautions to be taken for maintaining health will relieve him from danger of sickness in the long run. So, guys, if the employee will be well trained, then he will be saved from the accidental cases, because he know how to do the work carefully and what precautions need to be taken during the work. So, guys, these are the objectives of the training. Now we will move further to see types of training. On the basis of objective, training program can be divided into following types: induction training, job training, promotion training, and refresher training. So let's see it one by. The first is induction training. The objective of the induction training is to introduce a new employee to the organization. Means the training that we give to a new employee is known as induction training. When a new employee is appointed, he must be acquainted with the nature of his work, the policies, procedures, and practices of the company, his fellow workers, and whole environment. This is the objective of induction training. This leads to the employee to feel comfortable and homely in the enterprise. This training may be carried out by a member of the department or by a training officer attached to the personnel department. Now, the second type of training is job training. A job training is given to the worker to whom he acquainted with all aspect of the job that he has to perform. It makes the worker efficient in handling machines, equipment, and materials so that operations are smooth and accidents are avoided during his job. Such training increases the knowledge of the worker about their job. It also enhances their efficiency and improves their skills in the performing the job. So, guys, this is what the job training is. Now we will see the next type of the training is promotion training. When an exiting employee is promoted from within the organization, he has to undertake higher responsibility. Hence, it is necessary to provide some training to him so that he is well prepared to shoulder new responsibility. Thus, in the case of emergencies like death of an official holding responsible position, the efficiency does not suffer. The vacancy is filled by the trained junior. So, guys, when we give promotion to the any employee, we need to give him a proper training so that he can manage all the responsibility he will get from the higher position. Then refresher training. The horizon of knowledge are expanding so rapidly that an organization has to remain up to date if it wants to be successful. Old machine and methods may become outdated, hence refresher training must be arranged frequently to acquire the present employee with the new knowledge, the new method, and also to refresh the old knowledge. Refresher training is meant to revive them in the minds of the workers through short-term courses. Moreover, in these days of technological changes, equipments and tools are changing much faster than before in many industries. This also makes retraining of personal necessary. Refresher training keeps workers up to date with respect to the relevant new knowledge and skills. So, guys, what is refresher training? Refresher training means when our employees are working with old technology and old knowledge, that we need to give training them frequently, because in the time going on, in which new technologies and new innovations are coming day by day. So all our employees need to be up to date, and they need to have new knowledge of the technologies, they need to have new knowledge of the system, and they also need to have the knowledge of the new policies and working conditions. So this kind of training is known as refresher training. On the basis of types of employee, training program can be divided into following four types: training of workers, training of supervisors, and training of executives. Let's see it one by one. Training of workers. We have dealt with the initial training of the rank and file workers as new entrants while discussing the program. Since literacy ratio among workers is very low in India, in induction training of the rank and file workers is necessary. Various methods are available to train the workers. So this is all the training of workers, and here the literacy is a main factor in the training of the workers. Now we will see the training of the supervisors. The circumstances created by the Second World War induced management to go for supervisory training. If training is necessary for a worker who works with inanimate things like machine, then it is all the more imperative to train supervisor who have to deal with living beings, with workers. They must have the technical skill for handling machines and material to look after production, and also leadership qualities for managing people. So when we are giving training to the supervisor, we need to assure that these kind of qualities need to have in the supervisor. Thus, the training has two aspects: technical expertise and human relation. Their technical training relates to the product and process involved, planning and scheduling of work, record keeping, etc. The training in human relation includes communicating ability, personal interest in the worker, etc. No supervisor can succeed without leadership qualities. Hence, Supervisory personnel must be trained to develop leadership qualities also. Emphasizes in supervisory training is laid on their becoming a leader to workers rather than becoming their boss. So, whosoever the supervisor is, he need to behave as a leader. He need not to be behaved as the boss of the fellow workers. So, this is also very important to give the training to the supervisor and make assure of the certain things. Now we will see the training of the executives. Nowadays, the post of manager has ceased to be hereditary. Rather, the tendency is to assign the managerial job to professionally trained person. The trend is toward the professional management. The main object of the management training is to develop managerial skill and thereby to make available a larger supply of expert management personnel to the modern industries. The demand for trained managers is fast increasing with the growth of modern industries in all countries. So guys, this is why if we need to have expert managerial skills, we need to give training to the executives also. The main aspect of the management training program include the following: technical knowledge, knowledge of economics, knowledge of human relations. So this kind of the knowledge need to have in an executive so that he can perform well. So let's see, first of all, technical knowledge. A production manager must have up to date knowledge of product processes, material, procedures, equipment, etc. Knowledge of economics. Manager are expected to take policy decision. Knowledge of the science of economics is essential for taking correct policy decisions. The sales executive of the company must also be equipped with the knowledge of economics because it is their responsibility to forecast the market demand of the company's product. So, knowledge of economics is also there in an executive. Now we will see knowledge of human relation. A manager has to give instruction to the workers and under him to guide them and to rebuke them if necessary to perform these functions tactfully. A manager must be aware of the fundamentals of industrial psychology. And the last seventh point is administration. Administration training must be considered as a basic training for the managers. Collection and analysis of relevant data, effective presentations of the data, preparing reports and statement and necessary document, etc., are the responsibility of the manager. They can efficiently discharge this responsibility if they are trained in administrative jobs. So guys, these kind of qualities must be there, and a trainer need to assure that an executive have technical knowledge, knowledge of economics, knowledge of human relation, and administrative knowledge. Because why a manager need to have administrative knowledge? Because a manager need to keep data, he need to evaluate the data, he need to take decisions from the data, and he also need to make such kind of report to send the report of the work to the top management. So that we can say administration skills or the administration knowledge need to be there in an executive of the company. Now we will see the next point, that is methods of training for workers. So in the modern age, production is carried on with the help of complex machines day in and day out. New machines and equipments are being invented and put into the market. Hence, there is a need for training workers. In such circumstances, if workers are not trained, there would be large scale of waste of material and mishandling of machinery and equipment. Besides, mostly the manual workers are illiterate and hence they require training in operating modern machines. So why we need to give training to our workers? So here are some of the reasons that we have read, that if we do not give a proper training to our workers, there will be increment in the waste, and a company need to suffer loss from the waste that has been occurred during the production process. So guys, now we will see to train workers, the main methods are used as follows. So there are different methods to give training to our workers. The first one is, here we will see methods of training for workers. The first one is on the job training, second apprentice training, third vestibules training, internship training, and other methods. So let we see it one by one. The first one is on the job training. Under this method, the new employees is put on a machine or a job under the guidance of an instructor. It is simple and inexpensive method of training workers. An experienced employee or a special instructor supervises his work, guides him and give him overall training. So on the job training means when a worker is working in a factory, he just need to continue his work, or he will get an expert advice from the supervisor or a special trainer. So the job is going on, and during the job, during the work that is being done by the worker, during the work he will get the instructions. So by this way, such kind of training is given, is known as on the job training. We will see an experienced employee or a special instructor supervises his work, guides him and give him overall training. No special organization for training workers is to be created. He is given training about handling the machines and using the tools, the method of performing his job, etc. He is then asked to operate the machine. If he finds any difficulty, the instructor or the senior worker solves it. Thus, B learns while doing the actual work in the department. But this method can be effective only if the instructor is a good teacher. Also, the trainers have time and incentive to impart training and are aware of the requirement of the workers to be trained. So, on the job training means job is being done, and during the job when training is given to an employee is done as on the job training. Now we will see merits of on the job training and demerits of the on the job training. So let's see it one by one. Merits means an advantage and demerits means a disadvantage. So this method of training is simple because it does not need separate arrangement for training. Second, it is less expensive as no special machines equipment are to be purchased. Third, the production work is not distributed because training and production go hand in hand. This method is realistic in the sense that workers has to work on the actual equipment and environment on which he has to work permanently. Next, it is beneficial to the employee also, as during the process of training his earnings continue because it is on the job training, right? This method is the only suitable method for small units which cannot afford a separate training department. Demerits means disadvantage. Under this method, trainee gets practical and not theoretical knowledge of the production process. He cannot have a clear idea of the cause-effect relationship. An efficient senior worker or a good supervisor may not always be good instructor. Hence, there always remains a possibility that this method may prove a failure. Third, since training is imparted on the job, other employees are disturbed, and an error on the part of the trainee can disrupt the whole production process. Then this method cannot be used if a large number of employees to be trained. Then similarly, it is not of much use when a job requires a training for a long period of time. Then if supervisors are overburdened, they cannot attend to their duties sincerely. And the last is his colleagues may not be interested in giving him proper training. So guys, these are the merits and demerits, or we can say advantages and disadvantages of the on the job training. Now we will see apprentice training of the workers. So guys, here as we are discussing the methods of training for workers, we can give training to our workers by any one of these ways, whichever the method is suitable for the company. So we already have discussed on the job training, and in the on the job training we have discussed that it is a training which is given during the job. So there will be no separate department for the training. Worker is working, and during the working condition the worker is given training. So during as the worker is doing his work, proper instructions and proper care is to be given by the expert, and the whole work is observed by the expert. So whenever the employee make any error or the mistake, it will be instantly improved by the expert. So next time the worker need to take in the mind that how the work need to be done. So guys, this is all about on the job training, and we also have seen the merits means advantage and disadvantages of the on the job training. Now we will see apprentice training, but that's it for today in this lecture, and we will continue our chapter from apprentice training, which is given on the next page. So and I think in the next lecture your chapter that is training will be finished. It is not a much big chapter, So that's it for today. You just need to keep watch on my YouTube channel, and whenever I upload any lecture on that, you just need to watch it properly and make a note of this, so you can give your exam properly. As you have exam in the first week of January, you need to be prepared mentally as well as physically. And we conclude our lecture here, as we have discussed few points in the chapter in this lecture. Okay guys, so that's it for today. Goodbye.